The national media swarmed into a quiet farming town in upstate New York when a freckled-faced 13-year-old committed an unthinkable murder.
I pointed at my head, I was like, I need help.
Eric Smith and the killing of Derek Roby is shocking crime number 2. Eric Smith grew up in Savona, New York, a tiny rural community. Bullies like to target Eric.
Having red hair, glasses, the way my ears are, high schoolers and various other classmates would pick on me.
By the time he was 13, Eric was frustrated and filled with rage and desperate for guidance from his father.
I went to him, I was like, Dad, I'm mad, I'm pissed. And he was like, go punch a tree. I'm like, I already did that, see? And my knuckles were bloody. And he was like, well, you'll get over it.
On the morning of August 2nd, 1993, Eric rode his bike to a summer day camp at a local park. Meanwhile, 4-year-old Derek Roby was leaving his house to go to the day camp.
He said goodbye to his mom basically at this back door, and then he came by himself out to the sidewalk and walked down the sidewalk to head towards the recreation field.
It was the first time Derek Roby had ever walked to the park alone.
I didn't think 400 yards down one sidewalk without crossing any street would really hurt him.
Eric pulled up his bicycle alongside Derek and tried to coax Derek into taking a shortcut that he knew about to the rec field.
I picked him because he was defenseless. I didn't know his name.
The shortcut was a narrow path through a vacant field. Deep in the weeds and heavy brush, Eric laid his bicycle aside and stepped closer to Derek.
Eric grabbed Derek around the neck, choking the little boy. Derek started flailing and shaking his legs and arms.
During the time that I was killing Derek, I was thinking of the individual that tormented me. I saw him in my mind. I saw the individuals that laughed at me. I was getting back at those individuals.
The young killer wanted to be certain his victim was dead.
Eric picked up a rock and slammed it onto the body of Derek. Then he found another rock, probably a 30-pound rock, and threw that rock onto Derek's body and head.
Eric's rage was almost exhausted, but the 13-year-old was not finished.
Derek's body after death was sodomized by the use of a small stick.
I didn't get any sexual gratification from it. It was pretty much a means to an end. I didn't know whether he was dead or not, and I was terrified that if he wasn't, he was gonna get up and tell someone. The only thing I could think of was stopping his heart. I tried to poke him in the chest, but it wouldn't pierce his skin. And the only thing that I could think of to get to his heart was sodomizing him with a stick.
Less than 10 minutes after Derek Roby left home, the 4-year-old was dead.
I realized, as I'm looking at Derek, I'm like, what'd you do?
Around 11 o'clock, Derek's mother went to pick up her son at the day camp. That's when Doreen Roby discovered Derek never arrived.
It became quite a massive search. About 4 hours into the investigation, Derek's body was located.
The brutal crime stunned the residents of Savona.
We felt that there was an adult pervert, a pedophile that would have committed this particular crime.
Eric's mother thought her son might be able to help the investigation.
My mom had said that being that I was over on that side of town, she felt that I might have saw something.
Eric Smith was brought to the command post. It was quickly decided and observed that Eric most likely knew something.
I switched up my story, and they saw that.
The boy was no match for veteran detectives.
They pretty much knew that it was me. They looked at me and was like, why'd you do it? Why are you lying about it? In my head, I'm thinking, just tell them it was you. Get it over with.
On August 8th, 6 days after he killed Derek Roby, Eric confessed to his mother.
I pretty much said, Mom, I killed Derek. She just burst out crying, and I immediately did the same.
The Smith family informed law enforcement later that night. 13-year-old Eric was charged as an adult for the murder of Derek Roby. Smith pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The trial began in the summer of 1994.
He lived 4 years and 10 months. And that person killed him.
On August 16th, the jury reached a verdict.
Guilty of murder in the second degree
Eric received the maximum sentence, 9 years to life in prison.
If I could switch places with Derek, I'd do it without a second thought. What messes me up most of all is that he was by himself. I'm the one that caused Derek to die alone. He never lived a full life because of me.
Eric Smith became eligible for parole in 2004. Eric has been denied release at every parole hearing, but he continues to seek his freedom.
When I killed Derek, I didn't have morals because I didn't know what they were. What's different between me now and when I was 13? I value life.
Coming up, the shocking story of a broken boy turned terrorist by the man he called Dad.